minutes of
recent
play
spate
was
of
shot
shootings.
at 16 times.
Last night,
just
another
after-
blatant shooting.
Once, suburban shootings were something that happened mostly in America. Now, they're right here, in our faces and part of the evening news. It was meant to stop after the 1996 Port Arthur massacre. Back then, gun laws were tightened, semi-automatics banned, and the federal government bought back more than 600,000 weapons. But nearly 20 years on, gun violence is back with a vengeance. So just how many guns are in Australia today? Let's look at the legally owned ones first. That figure is 2,700,050. Add 61,211 police guns and 241,420 in the armed forces, and you get 3,002,681 registered weapons. So what about unregistered firearms? Best estimates put more than 10,000 pistols and 250,000 long arms in potentially criminal hands. But that's a conservative number. Some claim as many as 1 million illegal weapons. The human cost? In 2012, at least 41 people died from gunshots. More than 1,000 violent robberies, sexual assaults and kidnappings involved guns. Where are all these guns coming from? Some are stolen from security companies, some from private homes. But in early 2012, police uncovered a major supply line. More than 200 Austrian-made Glock pistols were packed in boxes and shipped here to Sydney.
These men are the alleged masterminds of a gun smuggling operation of a scale never before seen in Australia. Police say their global syndicate, now on its knees, has given Sydney's underworld figures unprecedented firepower.
Dr. Michael Kennedy is a detective turned academic. He investigated organised crime for almost 2 decades.
The Glock firearms were manufactured in Austria. They were shipped over the German border. They were then disassembled. I think they were sent to a post office box in Sylvania Waters. They were reassembled and they were just then distributed to the people who'd ordered them and to the suppliers. The thing is, the gun culture in Australia has changed. Once upon a time, the average crook would get a shotgun from somewhere, saw it down. They'd be happy with that. These days, you own a firearm because you need to own one for your status, and the gun of choice to open your jacket and say, look what I've got, would have to be a Glock.
So how easy is it to buy this kind of gun?
If you're just looking to an average guy who wants to go and buy a Glock, it'd be a struggle. But it's easy if you've got the right amount of money. If you've got enough money, you can get whatever you want.
One person who knows all about the changing gun culture is George Basher. He grew up among the gangs in Sydney's West before turning his life around to become a filmmaker. So it's fair to say you've seen quite a bit of violence?
Yeah, I have. I've seen people get shot, stabbed. I mean, I've been involved in some violence when I was a younger bloke. You know, it's something I look back that I'm not proud of. You know, but when you're a young bloke, I mean, you know, you got no fear. You're not scared of anything.
How would you describe it today?
It's crazy. I mean, the amount of guns on the streets now. You know, I mean, if I was walking down the street and a young kid looked at me, I wouldn't even look at him because he could have a gun. You know.
They're that prevalent?
Well, it's that easy. And, you know, young kids these days are so into watching all these American films. And, I mean, the amount of people that look up to Al Pacino in Scarface, it's scary that they love that.
You Tony, you cockroach. Freeze!
It's as though they don't even value life.
I've had a lot of friends that, you know, were involved in a lot of criminal activity. You know, but when they got to a certain age in life, they got married, they settled down, they got a job.
They grew up.
And they grew up. But, you know, these days, with all the guns on the street, a lot of kids don't get a chance to grow up. They're either dead or they're in jail, and it's a bit too late for them.